Good morning, everyone. We are back this morning with Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed. All right, listen, we just had the Final Four in town. People around the country are saying Atlanta did us proud, right? This is an event, a huge event, that went on without a hitch.
It did. We had a very good weekend. The first responders really deserve the real credit for it. And then we had excellent planning, and the numbers were through the roof. On the night of the championship, we had more than 74,000 people in attendance. That is an NCAA record. We were the first city in the 75-year history of the NCAA to host all three championships, Division I, Division II, Division III.
Incredible feat, by the way.
In the Final Four on Saturday, we had the second highest attendance in the history of the NCAA. And President Emmert, who's the president of the NCAA, was effusive in his praise of the city. But the most powerful fact that he shared to me was he was most overtaken by how nice people were. So the people in our service industry, in our hotels, and our restaurants, they really showed people a good time, and our police and firefighters kept us safe and organized.
And by the way, several concerts. We had a big dance concert series going on. So packed, in fact, that they had to start turning people away because Centennial Olympic Park was overcrowded. But I think it was a good turnout and a good way to kind of show people the world since the Olympic Games back in 1996 that Atlanta can handle a big event.
Well, this is really what we do. This was the fourth time that we have hosted the NCAA, but I think it is the best review that we've gotten in terms of how well the airport performed, how well we managed traffic. We worked for weeks preparing the traffic plan here. We had our police officers working on 12-hour shifts. We went through additional training to make sure that they were extraordinarily courteous, because that's a key element in dealing with the public. And I just think the credit goes to the people of the city of Atlanta. They were tremendous hosts. We got 100,000 people in and out of our airport. And I think we do large-scale events as well as any city in America.
All right, and moving on, is it an eyesore? Is the Georgia Dome now considered an eyesore, right? We've got all this talk about replacing the Georgia Dome. And a lot of people out there, the public's been saying, oh, all these hundreds of millions of dollars in this hotel, motel, tax incentive is going to go there, and the Atlanta Falcons are going to pay for the rest. You're supportive with the new Georgia Dome, correct?
Yeah, yes.
You think the payoff is going to be bigger than the $200 million that would go from the hotel motel tax?
Well, there's no question. First of all, folks need to remember a few things. When the Georgia Dome was built in '89, it was 100% funded with about $298 million, all public dollars. The hotel motel tax that is funding our $200 million is paid. 85% of those costs is paid by people who don't live in the city of Atlanta or the state. They're paid by people who come in for our hotel and motel business. No one's taxes are going to change or be raised. So that's a very important point for your viewers to know. Their taxes are not going to change one single bit. The only thing that happened is that the Georgia legislature extended that tax to pay the $200 million in debt. And then finally, the Falcons are going to be in downtown Atlanta for 30 years.
That's a big coup, because they were being recruited out to go out and build out by the airport, and you were somehow able to kind of get in there and make sure that the Falcons stayed downtown.
Well, Brandon, if you look around America, there is no city that has played this game where the city lost a team and ended up stronger. It's just not the case. In San Francisco, one of the leading cities in the world, the 49ers are leaving downtown. They're going to Santa Clara, California. In Dallas, the Dallas Cowboys do not play in Dallas. They now play in Arlington, Texas. And this involves long commutes. And our business is the hotel and convention business. That's a $10 billion business. It supports 229,000 jobs in our city. And we're competing right now for the BCS College Football Championship. We're trying to recruit a Major League Soccer team. We are trying to recruit a Super Bowl. And we are up for another round of the NCAA tournaments. I happen to believe that we're going to perform very favorably, and our new stadium is a big part of that. And it's also very important that we negotiated this deal with Arthur Blank, who has the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation that has contributed more than $200 million in philanthropy to the city of Atlanta. So I'll put our deal up against every other deal in America. Show me a stadium that costs more than $700 million, where the private sector put in 80% of the cash and the city put in 20 to 22% of the cash. That's where we're going to come out, and I just challenge anyone to show me a better transaction.
And you know, it's hard to argue the fact that the numbers are out about what the projected numbers, what about over $70 million just in local revenue from having the Final Four here.
Yes.
And you're talking about if you do get this new stadium built, which it looks like it's going to happen, right? Yeah. So we get this new stadium built, then you could bid for a Super Bowl, right?
Yes. And we are far more likely. If you look at the past, cities that have built new stadiums typically get a Super Bowl shortly thereafter. So we're competing in a 5-year window. But, you know, the Georgia Dome, as attractive as it looks, was coming to the end of its life. It's 20 years old. The Falcons were not going to stay there.
Right.
So they were going somewhere, and that would have meant that we would have had a Georgia Dome that was empty, that we were continuing to use and support, and we may have had a Falcons that moved somewhere else.
And look at what happened to the city of Los Angeles. They lost the football team completely, and then you've got, and a lot of people don't know this, I do because I lived up there, you got the New England Patriots, who, by the way, do not play in Boston.
Anywhere, I know.
It's about an hour south of Boston.
I know.
And it is a big commute. So I think people have to realize, as you did point out, is that, listen, this is a pro football team in your city, right? They're not claiming to be in your city. They're actually in Atlanta.
And in Los Angeles, they're going to build a stadium even before they get a team.
To try and bring a team back there.
So.
All right, our conversation continues this morning with Mayor Reed when we come back. Stay with us.